everyone. Welcome to the Live with ReRe&Roni. Today things are a little different. As you have noticed, we have someone new on the panel. I am ReRe&Roni today, and I will be interviewing Ronnie and Mr. Grimsley. So, Mr. and Mr. Grimsley, we'll be discussing, yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Mrs. and Mr. Grimsley. We will be discussing breast cancer. It's breast cancer month. Remember, touch the touch. Remember, everyone, men touch your man because they get breast cancer too.
My nipple might get hard. My nipple might get hard.
But maybe don't get your wife to test your husband. But definitely test it in the shower, laying in the bed, cooking your dinner, watching TV. There's so many ways to check for breast cancer, self-breast cancer awareness. We're doing awareness today. So today, I want to make a statement. Breast cancer does not define you. That's how I feel. I believe this. This is so true, people. It does not define you. As ReRe&Roni, it does not define you. To me, it's a situation. It's a situation that we will overcome. We're going to overcome this. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We're going to overcome. So, for our first question, people, I am going to address Ronnie. When were you first diagnosed and what age?
46. 2 years ago. Yeah, that was 2 years ago, 46, in 2014.
And how did you find out about?
Well, let me tell you.
Tell me, Oprah. I'm sorry, my name
is
ReRe&Roni.
ReRe&Roni, okay. Let me tell you how. It was January the 3rd, 2014. It was the first snowstorm.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
In the year of that month. No, that was the second snowstorm.
Oh, that's right. That first one.
It was the first one. The first one.
We had two.
Huh?
Yeah, that was the biggest.
Yeah, that was
the
big.
Right.
It was one of the big ones.
Yeah.
The January 3rd. Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, my dog. My dog. We can't say his name too loud.
Don't even say the name. Don't say the name.
Okay, we're not gonna say his name, but my dog never had a water. He don't even sleep on my side of the bed.
And get mad at me when he come to visit me.
It was his best friend. But I fed him, changed him, cleaned him, and everything.
And I house sat him, and he still
anyway, he had got on the bed and scratched me. He never scratched me to say he wanted to go outside. And that day, he scratched me. So I sat up and I was like this.
You did it like that?
Yeah, because I said, this a new cousin. So I say to this one, my husband over here, feel it, touch it, feel it. No.
He wouldn't touch it.
I said, come on, feel it, touch it. No. Call my girlfriend Sharice.
He gonna tell her to call Sharice.
He said, call Sharice. So it was January 3rd.
Yes, it was. I remember.
And
I received it.
It was right here. It was right there.
All right. So how did you, what was your first reaction? What did you do? What is the process? Therefore, finding it yourself, what is the next process? For those who may find it themselves, what would you suggest they do?
Take your ass to the doctor immediately. Don't run, don't walk, don't crawl, run. Well, call your doctor, make an appointment.
Well, January the 3rd was what day for you?
I don't know. Monday.
I think it was a Sunday.
No. It was a work week because it was a work day.
Yes,
because we ain't had work. It
That's
may
what I
have
was
been a
thinking.
Monday.
It was a holiday-ish. No, it wasn't a holiday because the holiday is January 1st.
It was the day after my mama's birthday.
Okay.
So it would have to be a Monday. Google it.
Well, the reason why I'm asking the actual date is, because if it's a holiday, a person's reaction. If it's a weekend day, do you call and leave a message on the machine?
No.
What would you do? Would you go to the emergency room? Because I know me.
Well, technically,
ReRe Winfrey would go to the.
Well, technically, I was just telling everybody to feel it.
Yes, she
first.
did.
I was telling everybody to feel it.
Because that's one of my questions.
Before I even called, and Kelvin was like this, well, won't you just call the doctor? So I said, I'm asking, you feel it? You feel it. But then when I start seeing it, like the latter part of that week, that's when I called.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a second part to that question, because prior to this, you had just had a mammogram or an exam of some sort. Am I correct? Tell us a little bit about that, please.
July 29th, 2013.
She good with dates.
I had a mammogram and ultrasound.
Mammogram, ultrasound, continue.
I had a mammogram and an ultrasound, and this was the first time in 10 years they said, you don't have to come back every 6 months, because I was going every 6 months. So it was like this, you don't have to go back for another year. So I was like this, oh yeah, about time. Well, let's take it back before that. 13 years prior to that, I had a mass growing on the outer part of the left breast. Can we say breast or titty on this show? Which one can we say?
Lord Jesus.
All right.
At this
You had
point,
a large mass where?
I had a large mass growing on it.
Like the things that people get behind their ears?
That ain't no mass.
I'm just asking. I'm like,
That ain't no mass. That's a what?
that's a keloid.
That's a keloid.
But did it look like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever see it?
I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't know nothing about the mask.
Because
You
it
would
was
not
on the
be sitting
inside.
here right now.
It was on the inside.
Continue.
So the mass was on the inside, and it was growing every year. That's why I had to go every 6 months.
Okay.
It originally started from calcium deposits. So listen, ladies, if you feel your breast, and if you go to the doctor and they said you have like dense breast and you have calcium deposits, red flag. That's when you need to start changing what you put in your body.
So changing foods. I hear red meat
Your
plays a big
foods.
part.
She said what you put in your body. Now again, she said the foods. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so
I have a question.
okay.
Has she asked you, excuse me, about when you first realized that you had a lump and different
Right.
things of that nature? And I know there's a lot of people out there who are just terrified
Right.
to hear the word
Yes.
cancer.
Mhm.
So, just reiterating her question, what was that reaction? What did that feel like? Were you
I
frightened?
did ask
Were
that
you-
question, right? You have to listen to the question.
When I got the lump, I told you technically I wasn't
No,
that.
when you found
No,
out.
how about emotional?
Oh, we didn't even get to this before I got the cancer, because when you find a lump, you don't know that it's cancer.
No.
Right, so
But you never
emotionally,
elaborated as
Oh,
far as
because-
what did you do after you found a lump.
Well,
Correct.
I said call the doctor.
emotionally. So let's.
Well,
let's
that
pose
first
it-
week.
Let's pose it as another question, okay,
Okay.
my dear?
Yeah. That first week, I was telling everybody to touch it, so I was still I wasn't in a state of shock
I just
yet.
want to say I love you, ReRe.
I love you.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Okay, so my next question.
Because I wasn't in a state of shock yet. Go ahead. Press on.
You know she got to get you to cry. Shut up.
How did you feel when you first received the news that you had breast cancer?
I went deaf. Because first of all, y'all was supposed to meet me. My friend and my husband was supposed to meet me at the doctor's office.
Well, please inform
It was
the
another
world.
snowstorm that day. That was another bad snowstorm for the year.
And where were your friend and your
Friend and
husband?
husband.
One was on one highway and one was on another highway.
Trying to do what?
Get to me.
Okay.
So when I got the news, he was, my doctor, I love him to death. He was fiddling with paper like, I said, well, come on. He said, how long you had that lump? I said, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. He said, well, it's cancer. So when he said cancer, I said, he not talking to me. And everything after that was womp, 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 womp. I put my head down. I know I text my husband and my girlfriend, and I said cancer, and that was it. And then he was steady talking, and then I was like, he ain't talking to me.
Can I pick up right here?
Pick up.
Yes, because this is a question for you as well.
When she found out,
tell it.
She called.
Mm-hmm.
She called.
No interruption.
Right. So again, I called ReRe, and I said, I don't know where she is because she's driving. I'm not sure where she is, but I know she's at the doctor because she was hysterically crying, this, that, and the third. And I kept trying to tell her, okay, listen, we're going to deal with it. I said, no, listen, we're going to deal with this. We're going to deal with this. So when I get to her, finally find her, she's just bawling in the car. She had them pulled over. She's just hysterically crying and stuff. And then she wanted to say, she told us not to tell nobody. She said, I don't want nobody to know.
And set the scene, though.
Huh?
Set the scene because the snow.
Oh, the snow was knee high.
Knee high at this point.
So I drove. I think we left her car there.
Yes.
She rode with you.
Yes.
And then I drove her car back. But she was trying to tell us, don't let nobody know.
Nobody.
Nobody was supposed to know.
Don't tell nobody. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Nobody.
That meant for us not to say shit, and I'm sorry. Did I say shit?
Yeah, this is
That meant for us not to say nothing, and only for her to tell everybody. Because she went home and couldn't get off the phone.
By the time, no. You know what happened? Because by the time you and I, you drove her home. But remember, by the time I got home, you and I drove to pick her car up.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
By the time we got finished picking up the car and getting back home,
to her,
the news was already out.
No. 20-second timeout. In the car with you, I only called my sister-in-law. My mother did not know that night.
Okay.
My children did know that night.
She corrected me that she said that by the time we came back from picking up your car, everybody knew.
No, they did not.
It was more than a zero.
No, it was only my sister-in-law. I called her in the car with you. Nobody knew till the next day. You told me, what did you tell me? You need to tell your son.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
okay.
Well, my point to this, my point to all of this is definitely that it sets an emotional level. So many people have different emotions, and the closest to the person who is actually diagnosed. And we say that because we do have a discrepancy. We do visually see so many different things going on at the same time, and yet still trying to console the person who actually has been diagnosed. So moving on to the next question, did you have anybody in your family who has been diagnosed with cancer or with breast cancer?
Well, my father passed away from prostate cancer. My mother had colon cancer maybe 10 years ago. How is she, 90? Yeah, about 10, 15 years ago, she had colon cancer.
And how does that play as a factor in our family members or people being diagnosed thereafter with cancer?
I don't know, because I took the BRCA1 and 2 test, which is a gene test, and I tested negative for having gene factor in my body.
The cancer gene.
So my perspective on medicine in the world today is this look right here. Okay.
But do you know breast cancer is not hereditary? Not anymore. Because everybody think it's hereditary, mama. No, breast cancer is not hereditary.
Well, that's why I asked the question, because a lot of people assume that it is.
No, it's not.
What they like to think is that hereditary it being hereditary, that they think that that gene actually carries in all of the children thereafter or the family members thereafter. But a lot of times they associate, just because your mother, your father, your aunt, or somebody has cancer, that they think you are. Just like they think that if your mother, your father were smokers and drinkers, that you would have that gene as well. I don't drink or smoke, and my daddy, he drank Old Granddad and Johnny Walker Red like water was dripping out of faucet. And they both smoked like a chimney in a winter days of snow. I don't do neither one.
But there's a number of things that actually cause cancer.
Oh,
But
it's
there's
it's
a lot
a
of people who
million.
don't smoke or drink who
think
have
this is,
developed cancer.
ReRe's. I don't think
Huh?
this is ReRe Winfrey's show.
But I will tell you what the doctor did tell me. High blood pressure can be hereditary. Yes, high blood pressure. I think because I had old parents. I think because my
But I
parents
don't
was
think
old.
that you have to. You can have high blood pressure because it's hereditary. I think some people can cause high blood pressure.
Ain't nobody asked you all that.
But ain't nobody asked you about the high blood pressure.
Well, we talking about what's hereditary in his health. Anyway, Oprah
Next
Winfrey.
question. My name is ReRe
ReRe.
Winfrey.
Yeah, her
Thank
too.
you.
Her
What
too.
were your main concerns after being diagnosed? Did you have any?
Yes, am I gonna live or die?
Well, that was my concern as well. Exactly.
But can I let
Why
me?
you gotta
But
keep
I,
saying when you
the
talk?
reason why
Cause I got one in the possible, so I be
the
texting
reason
the
why I asked that question in reference to the concern is to bring the awareness to fear. Because a lot of people have the fear of just dying, and then there's no in between. Like you can't get, the minute you're diagnosed with the cancer, nobody, you don't think you can live. You don't think that you could
right? Cause
move any further, and you are a living testament that
what happened?
you have survived.
Quick.
Well, she need to get in my eye. She's
Oh,
in my eye.
well, you know what? Because, back in the day, we as African Americans, all we know is cancer, death. You got cancer, you die. Or nobody tells anybody. Everybody keep it a secret. And before you know it, you at the funeral. What they die from? She had cancer. She had that cancer. So, no, we ain't. So, as far as we know, cancer, you die.
Well, could you please tell me what was your diagnosis and what was the outcome? What happened and what did you have to go through?
Ooh. Well, I'm going to take you back a half a second before we even got the results.
Okay.
Kelvin is more of the optimistic. I'm more like the I could be negative Nancy. So I said, and he would say to me, I said, Kelvin, they didn't call me yet. My test results not good. Ronnie, don't say that. You didn't even hear anything yet. What did you say?
I used to say, listen, why are you worried about something? Maybe, good news. No news is good news. As long as they diagnose, you've been diagnosed, whatever the case may be, so why are you worrying yourself crazy over something that may not be nothing?
And I believe that was the benefit of her recovery between he and I both being that team that said neither one of us thought negative.
No.
Everything was always
positive.
a positive thought.
Right.
Me, I said something ain't
Negative,
right because
yeah.
my Dr. Boffa would have called me from his house phone to my house phone and said, Veronica, you all right. When that girl called and said, he need to see you, I said, when? She said, yesterday. I said, I called him and I said, see, and that was it. But could you ask him how he had felt when he got the news? Okay, they didn't get there yet. All right, so anyway, I was diagnosed with the breast cancer. It was stage 1, but when we went to the breast cancer specialist, I didn't ask no questions. It was between Kelvin and my son. I was sitting there like this, wasn't I?
Yes.
I wasn't paying that lady no attention. She steady talking, diagram and drawing on a piece of paper. Kevin had his little laptop out. I'm like this.
What was your diagnosis? So what stage were you in?
It was stage 1.
Could you tell them a little bit about the stages?
Breast cancer have 5 stages, believe it or not. There is stage 0, which is you're right at the point where you may not need surgery, but you may need chemo and radiation. Stage 1, now we getting a little more dangerous. Then you have stage 2. 3 is like not so good. But 4, that's the worst.
Well, damn. Well, what is
Yeah,
5?
but can you?
There is
can
no
you come out
5.
of 4?
0 through 1. 1
through
through
4.
4, that's 4. 0.
Is 1.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
but can you survive
Wait a
stage
minute.
4?
Stage 5 is you laying in front of the church.
Again.
Stage 5 is fact.
So what stage
four,
is we in right now?
Can
We
you
in
survive
zero
stage 4?
There are some people, yes, that can survive stage 4. I don't think there's longevity in it.
Oh, okay.
Not me. I haven't seen too many people with stage 4 with longevity in it.
Okay.
I mean, cancer the treatment has come a long way. You trying to figure it out? Oh, the treatment has come a long way. So it all depends on, you got triple negative, there's 1B negative. There's so many phases to cancer. It's just, when you hear the word cancer, I don't care what stage it's in. You just like this, oh my God, am I going to live or die?
So which is why it's important that the next time you revisit the doctor, you have support with your next visit.
Yes, definitely. You don't want to go by yourself.
Okay.
It's because I went with my son and my husband, and they asked all the questions. And the only time I perked up is when she said, well, I asked her something, and I said, no, she said something about we talked about a partial mastectomy.
Right.
Now,
so that is the question you can
Dive into that.
right.
yes, by saying what is your
Well, now the thing was, okay, this is your cancer, this is the stage. Our plan was to live. So, okay, I'm listening to all that. And she said, because you're going to have we could do a partial, there's a lumpectomy, then there's a partial mastectomy, then there's a single mastectomy, and then there's a double mastectomy.
which means both.
Double
breasts
means
removed.
both titties off. Single means 1. Lumpectomy means either just where the lump is, and a partial mastectomy is half of the breast. So when she said we could do a partial mastectomy, she said, but it'd be like you're going to wear 2 different size shoes, like a size 10 and a size 5. And then I heard her say something about, but we can do the surgery to match them. Then I woke up. I said, now we talking. Because I said, when I turned 50, I wanted to get them lifted and shifted. She said, well, we could do it
We
now.
see how the tables have turned.
So that's the only way she got me talking. I said, now we talking lifting and shifting. I was good.
So did you, as a husband, play any part in the decisions that she had to make in reference to?
Well, no, I left.
One lumpectomy, what you call it?
It's one of the possible. We like to say it's one of the
Yeah, we like to say it's one of the possible.
Okay, so the possible.
I left that up to her.
Okay.
And either way it went, I pretty much told her that, I was behind it. If you, whichever way you wanted to go with that was fine with me.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what happened. So she was like, well, I don't know if I should, she was like, I don't know if I should get both of them. And then she was like, can I just, then I can get this one lifted and, lifted and shifted. That's what she said.
I wanted them lifted
and shifted. So, I said, well, right now, depends on whatever you want to do. So she's like, well, I'm just going to have the one removed. Ain't no need to mess with the good one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what she was saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So she said, I'm just going keep this one, and we gonna have to get rid of the bad one because we don't want the bad one to affect the good one. That's how she talked. Anyway, that's how I went down.
So I to shift it a little bit, I read a study on the spouses who have to deal with the others who actually are the cancer survivors at this point. So it was really weird because they were saying how the spouses, their traumatic is as heavy as the person who's actually going through it. So could you elaborate a little bit on that?
I won't say mine was as traumatic. What I will say is, everyone handles situations differently, and in my case, you know, when she got it done or what have you, I was afraid to touch it. You know, and she was like, "You don't even want to look at it." I said, "Because you gotta understand something. You know how you dealt with your situation and how I deal with it. Something." I said, "I still have to be reminded that my wife only got one breast."
Right. Absolutely.
You know, and even though it may affect you in a different way, it affects me differently. Like now, I can't walk behind you and palm it like I want to because I'm scared that something may happen.
Bust it.
Oh yeah, that whole thing. So I'm like, you know, I can't you know, I can't just get in there. I'm sorry.
Well, it's his emotion, and
I can't get back on it like I used to be able to get back on because I'm scared that something. You know, I'm scared that something may happen, and I don't want it to happen because of something that I did.
And I mean, to even make light of even that, and that's a very good point. If I bump into her, I'm conscious.
Exactly.
You
and
know,
like
so
even like now, if we're
saying.
walking down the street, even to this day, if we're walking down the street and I bump her, I'll make her get on the other side of me.
Right,
because I don't want something to happen on my watch.
And that's not a right or wrong. That's just life. That's just the support of dealing with what's going on in the world, what's going on with the spouse, and emotionally how you're dealing with everything that's going on. Or actually, my question is, emotionally, how did you deal with it when you found out by yourself, alone and away from her?
Good question. How did I deal with it?
That was a reread.
How did I deal with it emotionally by myself? You know what? Like I said, I want to say I deal with a crisis differently. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's where the man has to come in. It's the man, that man thing comes into play. Like, okay, listen, my wife is dealing with this issue. Okay, I can't be weak. I got to be strong for her. So however it is, whatever's going on, I can't let her see the weakness in me or that within me. However I'm going to deal with it, I'm just going to deal with it. You know, and I can't say that I sat here and cried. I'm not going to say I cried. I can't say that, you know, I was too emotional. What are you doing here?
I'm wiping your tears just now.
I cried just now?
You
know, that was funny. Right now I'm in my moment right now. But again, it was just that I couldn't show no weakness.
Right.
On her part, on my part for her. And you know, as much as she, you know, why you ain't gonna look at it? Help me with my bandages, this and that. I was just like, no, I leave that up to ReRe. The bandages and all that, because I don't want to be taping, I don't want to be pulling something and something go wrong. I just didn't want nothing to go wrong on my watch. I just wanted her to be healed, and that's that. And I was there to support and try to keep her positive. You know, even when she come back, well, how did it look? Oh, it looks perfect. Well, how long was I in there? Yo, only 15, 20 minutes. You know, it's that, you know, when it came out.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure how it looks. I was like, yo, ain't nothing wrong with it. What's the problem? You know, even though, you know, whatever. So I just tried to stay positive. And to this day, I still try to keep positive. And, you know, with all the breast cancer, I mean, it has really got me very involved in it. You know,
that'll be a question soon to come.
Okay, I'll let you get to that too. I like your pearls.
So, you know, rounding this up, because I know, you know, we're all on a fixed time. How has breast cancer affected your outlook on life, or if at all?
Tremendously. Emotionally, I'm changed emotionally because I'm self-conscious about my breast. And people who's never been through it.
Conscious of my breast too.
Yeah, because they nice. See, you got.
She be checking for breast cancer.
Yeah. But emotionally, for the first 6 months, I got dressed in the dark. I didn't change none of my bandages. I waited till my girlfriend got off work, 4 o'clock, so she could come clean it and put Vaseline on my back. That was some good Vaseline we had.
From where?
From the dollar store.
The 99 cents store.
The 99 plus. That was some good Vaseline.
It is. I still use it. I still go there and get it.
I need to get some for my foot. But anyway, studio audience is this? So it's changed, but you know what? I go through a lot of phases. With my medication, for the first 3 months, my sex drive went out the window, and it was like this. Oh, it's been a month. I ain't, you don't want it no more. Depression, angry, attitude, he has gotten it a lot, from mentally. I gotta say he's been a trooper because.
Hold on, I think that's a praise break right there.
Do y'all see what I got to deal with here? So he's been a trooper because he had to deal with a lot of emotion changes. But when it comes to September, October, it's my month. I get hyped, I get excited.
But that's your outcome now. So
right.
My next question is, I'm sorry, people. I got the question. Right? That's the question. No, that's not it either. So, what are you doing towards raising awareness about breast cancer?
Well, my future is to become a breast cancer advocate and to do a lot of speaking engagements. This year was the first year I did 4 speaking engagements, and it felt great because I've talked to people and they're just like, your story is like, oh my God, everybody has their own story. It's how you tell your story.
And that was my statement was, because how you tell it, you keep it so real.
Right.
To hear your story, it makes you listen. You automatically just turn to hear what she has to say.
And I'm a good storyteller. To me. Anyway, so, that's what I want to do. I want to, start doing more speaking engagements to raise awareness.
But what do you do now? You do things now.
Oh, now I'm doing the breast cancer walk. I do that. Been doing it for 3 years. I did a fundraiser last Sunday. Thank everyone who came out Sunday to Lounge 78 for my breast cancer event. It was awesome. Those who wanted to come and couldn't make it, those who made donations and couldn't make it, thank you. We love you all for coming. This Sunday is the breast cancer walk, October 16th. We will be starting from, what's the name of that place?
The TD Bank.
No. With the New Jersey Devil thing. What's that called? The Prudential Center. That's where we'll start. But we will be meeting at 9:30 in front of the TD Bank where we met last year. Y'all better be on time.
So this is an awareness. This moment is what she's doing as far as breast cancer awareness. But I want to go back to Mr. Grimsley here. As you gotten through your dealing with this. Mm-hmm. My question to you is in reference to support, because although you and I both, as the support of the person who actually has the situation, do you have a support team? Did you have a support team, or how do you see, or what do you see as a support team?
Dealing with her and her situation. Did I have a support team for myself?
Correct.
I'm going to say not really.
Interesting.
Not really.
I say that's interesting. I'll tell why. I'll elaborate.
And I say for us men, on a man's, everyone expects a man to be strong. Unless you turn to another brother and say, listen, dude, I don't know what to do. Right. I don't know how to handle her, whatever. It may be one-on-one. Just, we don't want to tell. A man ain't gonna tell everybody if they're struggling, right? That ain't barbershop talk. That's not barbershop talk.
I'm using that as an example to say that whoever it is, the man that you're speaking to,
right? Yeah, you say it there, and that's gonna stay right there.
Right, that's what I meant. Because I know that, not meaning that it was barbershop, that everybody in the barbershop, but the concept that whoever you're gonna say it to, you're gonna say it to, and
it's gonna stay right there. Okay, and that's it. So that was just an outlet to vent. Right. About whatever you was going through or however you dealing with, like if you deal with any type of tragedy or whatever in your life, you're gonna probably find one person just where a man can just release, and then once he's released, he goes in the action. Right. And that's where I was.
Right. So as a support team for her, myself, although I'm not a man and most women usually just blah, 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 I did not.
Right.
In fact, I probably was the support team and cried with her.
Probably.
If not, me and you was high-fiving it and saying, okay, what you doing? I got this, you got this, I got this. Okay, no, that's it. Exactly. And I kind of just left it at that because it gets to a point when she says, all I want is you for this. I have to take it at that. And then that means I can't go run into anybody else.
That's correct.
Because it's her business. And
But
if she
after a while,
chooses to tell them.
Let me just say this. But during her ordeal, like she said, she was really something to deal with. Because it was like, oh, I don't want this. But then she would tell us she didn't want it.
Yes.
Right? But then wind up doing it anyway. I don't want nobody in here. Next thing you know, it'll be a room full of people. Like, how did y'all know? Oh, Ronnie called us and told us to come up. And this, am I not?
And that's something to deal with as well as the support team that she says you are. When you find that it's somebody else doing what she said you're supposed to do or not to do, you do feel a certain kind of way. But you chuck it up because emotionally,
I know she ain't there.
Exactly. So I kind of think that's how you kind of deal with some of those. So to reel this up because I'm getting. She wants to say something.
In light of any woman that's just being diagnosed with breast cancer or any type of cancer, your support team is very important. Having support is very important. Stop keeping it a secret. Cancer is not a secret. Everybody know about cancer. So get your support team together. I had a great support team. 2014.
I have to interrupt for a second because she keep interrupting me as ReRe&Roni. Could you please read those questions right there, please? Just read it out loud, please.
Did you have a support network team? Yes.
And what's the question?
Is it important to have one?
Well, because she had to have something to say, she wouldn't let me answer.
I didn't know that was a question.
Because you were supposed to let the person asking the questions, Miss ReRe&Roni, answer the questions.
Okay, so anyway,
I'm your granddaddy.
You know,
okay.
And see, this is the support you get. So anyway, it's Breast Cancer Month. You can still make your donation. You can go to my Facebook page. We are 75% away from $5,000, which is half my goal.
That's what I'm talking about.
We have up until December 30th to get to that $10,000 mark. But I want to walk this Sunday with $10,000 to turn over to the American Cancer Society. All right? So if you're walking with us, I don't care if you have a shirt. If you don't have a shirt, wear a pink shirt.
Wear a scarf.
Something. And if you got a shirt from last year, wear that too.
A bracelet.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this again. Sunday, we need your support. We need your support. Period. We have, like she said, we have until December 30th to try to raise $10,000. Last year we raised close to $6,000. This year our goal was $10,000, and if you can help out in any way, there's no amount too small towards this. There's no amount too small. So the website is on, I think
all of our pages,
on everybody's pages.
This is true.
If you're gonna walk 9:30 Sunday morning. Matter of fact, 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Sunday morning. Because parking is going to be tight.
Yes. So please.
Try to get down there early, 9 o'clock. We're going to be at TD Bank on, what's that, Market Street?
Yes.
On Market Street. We'll see us with the black hoodies. Maybe some will have T-shirts. Some will have, excuse me, cameraman. Can you throw that hoodie behind us? Yeah, behind you. Some of us will more than likely, if it's cold, we'll be having these hoodies on. And if you haven't gotten your hoodies or your sweaties or your long sleeve T-shirts, please, by tomorrow. The deadline is tomorrow. Period. That's it. No more cutting it off. Tomorrow is the deadline to have your money and your sizes in tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
We're still selling.
Oh, by the way, all my co-workers down at the Port ILA, thank you guys for the support and all your donations, and my union. Thank you, union, for the support, and everyone else.
We're still selling candles that we had at the event on Sunday. We're still selling lollipops. We still have wreaths. If anybody wants to have any wreaths made, please inbox me. I posted some of them on Facebook. The proceeds are still going to breast cancer. So although we just were presenting them on Sunday, that's still ongoing. This process is ongoing. Breast cancer does not stop for anybody. So we always enforce on trying to prevent breast cancer, cure breast cancer, and do your breast cancer exam.
And just to sum this all up, the money that we are raising for the American Cancer Society not only goes to research, it goes to, there's free mammograms, people. There's no excuse. It goes to, there's free transportation. You can't get to your chemo, your radiation. We provide rides. If you're from out of state, and you're coming up here to get treatment because it's better for you, we provide free lodging for you and your family. So there's no excuse that we are still dying from breast cancer. Early detection is the best thing for us.
All right, South America gotta go. We're ending with Winfrey. Bye-bye with the Grimsby.
All right, America.
Breast cancer.
Huh?
How much are the hoodies?
The hoodies are $30. I do ship them, so add $5 in for shipping and handling. And the long sleeve tees are $20. You gotta get at me.
About the t-shirt.
We're not doing t-shirt because it's cold. It got cold.
It's cold.
Inbox me tonight before midnight.
You got Mr. Grimsley, Mrs. Grimsley, Sharice. You got the cameraman. You got the cameraman and her wife, his wife.
Her wife.
You can go to.
He got a wife.
Wait, you can go to my Veronica's Faith Warriors page.
Yes.
You can go to Live with ReRe&Roni. You can inbox that, and you can always go to my page. Listen, the first year we had on these t-shirts, it was cold as hell. We was freezing. My little possible one had them froze up. It was an ice cube.
We had to put it on the heater.
We had to put it to rub it.
Look, we had to put it on the
warm it.
So now you can get you a hoodie. This say 2015, but we got 2016. So we need your help, your support. We walking, y'all.
That's right.
Breast cancer. I will be doing this breast cancer thing until the day I leave this earth. Yeah, we fight breast cancer. Right. And if you want to bring your gloves, we can take a picture with your gloves.
We can't end this video.
All right.